Ah, here we go with the hands. Now, how do we get to see them? It's far away for me to see. Can I get a close-up of that, Christoph? Hello?
Hi. Yeah, so it's starting. Yes, we'll try to fix that, Zia, as soon as Stefan joins you. Stefan, are you here?
Yes, I'm here, Christoph.
Okay.
Zia, I'm trying to get it a bit bigger. Is it possible?
Zia, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make you director on BBO so you can join from BBO. There is nothing I can do to make it bigger for you right now.
Okay, because at the moment it's not very clear. I can't see who's playing with who. Jansma, I can see Jansma.
So Jansma is playing with Will and Ken, East and West, and North-South are Helgemo and Hellness. So 1-0 trump by Hellness, 15-17.
Now, 3 hearts, first of all, 3 hearts is an exciting bid. I'm quite impressed he bid that. Now, South has an option. He can pass, he can bid 3-0 trump. I think the modern style is to pass because you don't have to necessarily make 3-0 trump, but you're probably going to beat them 1 or 2 or a couple. And North is a passed hand and his heart suit is not so good. So I think pass is the correct action, but let's see what he does. If he passes, they could make 2 spades, a heart, and 2 clubs, down 1, unless they lead a spade and they take a diamond finesse, which is not really possible. In 3-0 trumps, they probably make it 4 clubs, 2 spades, 6, a heart, a 7. No, they don't make it. So he bid 3-0 trump. And that's now, West is going to lead the Queen of Hearts, and East, if he throws the 10, that's going to set up 2 hot tricks for declarer. 4 clubs, 2 hearts, and 2 spades. He still hasn't got 9 tricks, unless he can make an end play. But let's see. The king usually asks for count or unblock. And they might play standard count, and I think the 10 is going to come here. Not sure of their methods. I play, the king asks for standard count. So I don't think, he obviously was upside down. Now, it's very difficult for him to return a second small heart, and it's very difficult to do anything. I think he might, I wish we knew what their methods are. Because if the 3 is standard count, he'll play now the Queen of Hearts. If it's upside down count, now he knows his partner has only 2 and is not clear that he has to play the low heart back. So what do you guys play in this situation? On the King of Hearts, is it count, standard count, upside down count?
I play upside down count. Plays standard.
It's wrong
count,
to play upside down count because you have to unblock the 10 when partner is king. I think this you should play standard count on the king.
So I told you.
I know, but you have to change your system. It's terrible.
Okay.
Because when you have to unblock the 10, when partner has king, queen, 9, you need to get the 10 out. But having said that, I wouldn't lead king on the west hand. I would lead the queen because I don't want partner to unblock. So what's going to happen here? At the moment, he's got 4 clubs, 2 diamonds, 6, and a heart 7. He's got 7 top tricks. And maybe 1 more trick he can manufacture on an end play, but he's likely to get diamonds wrong. But having said that, if the ace of spade and the hearts and the ace of diamonds, he would just continue hearts automatically. The fact that he's thinking means he doesn't have both entries. Jansma is thinking if partner's got 2 hearts, I better not play another one. and there's nothing to play. So he might play a spade here, I think.
But Declare only has 7 tricks. I think some kind of double end play will be a bit too much. I don't think Declare has any chance.
Yeah, I think he can make 8. If he continues with a high heart, he's got now 8 tricks. Can high spade, but West should duck it, and now they can't make it. If West ducks 2 high spades, then he's always going to make it. But if he comes back a high heart and South wins it, his king of spades duck, jack of spades duck, he's got no play. So I think it was up to Hellness to pass through.
Well, playing Kim's tournament, board 1, you don't want to start with minus 530, I guess.
That I agree with you. But he had a hand that looked more like defense. I agree if his partner had 5 clubs and the ace of spades, that could be 9 tricks. So it's not, I certainly don't say it's clear. And I think Hellness and Helgemo don't usually go for the throw, they just average plus. So yes, he has switched to a spade. Now he's going to get 7 if he plays yes, upside down. So now West knows that he can duck the next spade to set up the spades. That's good. Now, I think you should play the queen of clubs from your hand to try and make it look to the opponents that the ace is out. Just to fool them as to the position of the ace of clubs and get a count on the club suit. But still, it won't do any much good. He's probably going to play a diamond. And he knows for sure that East has the 10-1 heart, because otherwise West will be playing hearts very happily. So the one thing Hellness knows, he should know the count in hearts and spades, because East must have 10 and 1 heart, and the 7 of spades should be 3 or 5. So the one thing Hellness should know is the distribution of the hand, but it's still not necessarily going to be good enough.
Just a little reminder that Thor has been late for this event for some reason, and Frederick Hellness is playing, his son, who is now almost as good as him, but we can't expect now the young Hellness and Helgemo to have proper agreements about their style.
That, yes. So, okay, so maybe the dad would have passed. The dad will come back now and say, why didn't you pass your son?
The next few hands will be very interesting.
Well, now you see what's going to happen.
530 is terrible bridge. As you said, if
he's going to play another spade and he's
clubs,
going to duck
you can make. If partner has 5 clubs, you can maybe make 3 no trump, but they can maybe make 3 hearts. So this would be really awkward start of an IMS event.
Mind you, when you're East and you see the dummy come down and you have ace, queen, jack to 5 diamond as your whole hand, you get quite happy. All right, so this is now becoming boring because he's going to make no more. He's going to make, well, the winning play is, I guess, if he plays a spade, no, he can't do anything. He's got 4 clubs, a heart, 5. He's going to make 7 tricks with it. But it probably won't be. I think the winning bid here was Jansma to bid 3 hearts and not 2 hearts. A lot of people would bid 2 hearts. North would again double and South would bid 2 no trumps. And now North would have a difficult bid. It's difficult to go plus on this hand. So do we always stay with one room or do we go from room to another?
So what we're going to do is that we're going to try to stay on the same room for the for a position, because we have a setup of the camera of the players. So all the players are on Zoom, a bit like in nationals that you've played, Zia, when East is with North and South is with West. They're in in Zoom rooms. They can discuss together. They can see each other. They can like when you're playing at the table with screens. And we have the camera of the players on the screen that you can see. So for that reason, we cannot change during one position. But before the next position, we can decide on which table we're going to go. So this is the beginning of board 2.
And they all play the same boards at the time?
They do play the same boards at the same time, yes.
Here it's going to go spade pass, and Jansma should bid a no trump. You must never pass. Good. North now might have bid 2 clubs, but it's probably reasonable to pass, and they're going to play 1 no trump. On a club lead, they're going to make, well, the hearts come in for 3 tricks. So I think he'll go a couple of down. Everybody's going 2 down in this tournament. So king of clubs, and he's going to probably over to the ace, play the jack. I guess it's South not throwing a heart away on the run of the clubs because he has difficult pitches. Because when North cashes 5 clubs, South has to make 2 pitches. So, okay, you could pitch a spade reasonably easily, but the diamond looks scary, and maybe if he pitches a heart, they can make this contract. It's certainly good bidding when you're non-vulnerable against vulnerable. You never pass your partners a spade opening with anything, because the opponents may have difficulty in coming into the auction, as they did here. You have to see they lose a diamond, a spade, and a heart. All right, let's see what he pitches. There goes a heart. Thank you. Now,
what do you think?
I think Tor Hellness is not going to be late next time. The which?
The lead.
The king of club, you mean?
Yes.
Well, I don't know what they mean. The king is stronger or weaker. I play the queen as is a weaker lead from people play the king is the lighter. I think Norwegians play you lead the queen if you want to see the jack, and the king is a normal lead. I think they play like this.
Okay.
All right, Jansma, you're going to get the hearts now. Now he played the 8 of hearts, that I think was a suit preference for diamonds, which he's got. He's getting the maximum information. And now,
should he guess?
What is the chance? I say Jansma, he's going to guess it because he's a poker player, and poker players always guess the restricted choice. They play percentage. But having said that, the 8 of hearts, you see, the Norwegians give count sometimes. What is he going? I think he's going to get it. Jansma is usually good at this sort of position.
So I know that
he's good at cooking for his wife, and he's good at this.
He did not.
Uh-oh, Jansma.
And his partner was not happy about that. I don't know if you saw that Chris on the camera is shaking his head, not happy about that play.
I think he has to read the book on restricted choice. All right, now he's going to make no tricks. So 3 down. Let's see Willinkin. Can we have a comment from Willinkin?
He's speechless, I think, at the moment. But you gave credit to Jansma for bidding 3 hearts on board 1, and I quickly looked at all the tables. He was the only player overcalling 3 hearts. 1 has passed, the others overcalled at the level of 2. So maybe he spent his energy on that bid.
I think 3 hearts was quite a good bid because it makes a lot of pressure on the opponent. Sorry, what's going to happen here? South pass. I would pass on West. I don't know what Jansma's style is now. If he passes, North would open a no trump. East, I think, should bid 2 spades.
Isn't the modern style to open 1 heart this hand in second set?
Not for me, but yes, a lot of people do. for me, the reason I don't open is because I want partner to bid game with 12 balance. So if I had the 10 of hearts, I would open, I'll be the truth, but not without the 10 of hearts. So that's how I think.
Okay.
So now they're going to show some Stayman bid. North 2 spades and south maybe 2 no trump and north 3 no trumps. What happens? They do well.
South bids.
There are 5 club tricks. One no trump, 3 spades. So he obviously showed short spades because the Norwegians, Helgemo loves everything is splinter. So he plays 1 no trump, 3 bids are all shortness. So what have we got? We've got 5 clubs, 2 spades and a heart, and he's going to go for the Queen of Hearts play. Now this is a difficult hand to make because, mind you, maybe he can play clubs and feel something out, but he can't. Communication is bad. If he starts playing the Queen of Hearts, for one of the heart on his right, then he threw it very quickly. Or he had to throw it. And there goes the Queen of Hearts, so now he's down. You see, Helgemo is maybe the greatest player, but even he can go down. The winning line was to play ace of clubs and now play the heart from dummy. And guess, then you couldn't misguess.
Yeah, but you were talking about percentages earlier. Down. The percentage play was to run the Queen of Hearts, correct?
Well, it is sometimes, but sometimes when you play a heart from dummy, the person on your right, yes, the heart percentage is absolutely right. But sometimes when you play a heart, the person on your right rises with the king to set the spades up. You know. But having said that, I'm not arguing with Helgemo's play. If Helgemo makes a play, probably the right play.
But maybe we can congratulate Jan Jansma for passing, like you would, because had he opened one heart, the heart would be guessed.
Absolutely. And I can promise you in this tournament, at least 50% of the pairs will open a heart. They'll go minus, and they all think they didn't do anything wrong. But for me, they did something wrong. I think people who open light hands don't see how much points they lose by opening them. They ignore them. They think, oh, we go down in 3 no trumps, unlucky. They don't see and analyze the strength and weakness of opening light. And that's not a vulnerable opening bid. Yes, third in hand, maybe white against red, I would open. But second in hand, red against white, not for me. And I'm very happy to see he passed. I think because I used to shout at him so much that he changed his style.
How long have you played together?
Boyer wouldn't open. If you haven't, I played 2 years with him in America. Tell me this: can you see who opened and who didn't open? I think. Can you tell from the other tables?
We can. It's not immediate. We can go.
I'll have a look. I'll have a look.
Thanks, Stefan.
I hope all the people who opened went minus, and I hope they don't learn the lesson and carry on opening. Yeah, even some of the French today will open. And the French used to be very solid at opening. Now they open. You guys would open. I know both of you would open.
I must confess I would have opened, yes. And I would have scored minus.
I know you. I know you. And Stefan would open.
It would never cross my mind to pass, to be honest.
But you're wrong, because you see, my rule is this: if you open and they bid a no trump with a decent 8 points, I have to penalty double. Now this hand, you can't stand the penalty double with an 8 count, so it's not an opening. With the 10 of hearts, I could stand it. So that's my criteria.
Would you have opened with the ace of heart instead of king jack? So ace king of diamond and the ace of heart, ace fifths.
No, not without good pips.
Okay, so ace king ace is not good enough.
Pips of the not for me, no. Not with ace empty fifth of hearts, no.
Okay.
But having said that, I'm on the minority. There are people who, like Michael Rosenberg, Bobby Levin, they think like me. the precision players, obviously, they have a different style because once you have a hand that's limited to 15 points, you can open anything. It doesn't matter because your partner's not going to punish. But when you have an unlimited style, okay, let's see what happens here. 1-no trump natural. I think North, it's close between passing and bidding. And if he bids, probably should bid 2 spades. But passing is not bad because if it goes 1-no trump, 3-no trumps, I think you know what to lead.
Indeed.
And the chance of making a game is not much. And you see, I don't like 2 club, even though it's Helgemo, because if partner bids 2 hearts, you might be the wrong contract. 3-no trumps. Ay. Shmakarini. He's so lucky, Helgemo. He gives away his hand and he still be 3-no trumps. Now, for me, he shouldn't be 3-no trumps. He should bid a hand showing his heart stopper. They make 5 clubs.
While Helgemo is cashing out,
they had
so
no
only
chance.
one person didn't open on the previous hand. This is Jan van Hoek from the Netherlands. All other people opened the auction with 1 heart.
And what happened when they opened? They all went minus?
Well, all the scores are different, so it's hard to tell. But I'll have another look now.
The reason I don't like Helgemo's bid, because if he goes 1-no trump, 2 club, and partner has 2 spades and 3 hearts, he's going to bid 2 hearts. Normally, he might bid 2 diamonds, but he probably bids 2 hearts, and it's the wrong contract. It's a question, if you're not making a game, maybe you should pass 1-no trump. But anyway, he got the best result, so he can't do better than that. Great lead by Helgemo. You notice he didn't lead 4th best?
Yes, but he's that good. That's what I heard so much about him.
That's what I mean by he's the greatest player.
So for the next position, you were talking about...
Second to when they opened the heart, they ever called a no trump or not? Oh, they called no trump. They doubled. What did they do? 1 heart double. And now they bid something and they go to no trumps.
Yeah, maybe they played game, maybe they didn't, but I think anyway they would score plus in north-south. Is my guess.
At least, well, unless they get to 5 clubs, that's the only contract that doesn't make.
So they played quite fast. We might hop on to another table to see what happened.
Okay, good.
We have a nice table on table 6.
Can you tell if you got any kibitzes or you can't tell?
I will tell you right after. Maybe Stefan can have.
How do you go
so
to
the
kibitz?
tournament is closed for kibitzers at the tables, but people are watching us on the streaming platform Twitch, and at the moment we had about 260 people watching us live. They can use the chat, ask
how
questions,
do they go to
commentary.
How do they get to Twitch?
If it was somebody else, maybe I would say hoping that they'll get it right, but for you, Zia, it might be too much of a task.
So you were telling us that I think you
people
you
go
said,
to Twitch.
Zia, I think you said that Peter Weichel was really slow. Did you say that?
Really what?
Slow. A slow player.
Slow.
He used to be slow. He used to be very slow.
What I can tell you is that they are still playing board 2. So we have 3 boards to watch.
That's right. So and who are the other 2 playing?
They are playing against Klitkowski in south and
well, Gavris is slow, but Klitkowski is very fast player. And Hammond is quite fast. So it must be Weichel playing the hand. So so he's done very well here. Look, you see, you asked me why Klitkowski is so great. Is he this? No hearts in discard. Is that Klitkowski, Kratsky 96?
Yes. 96 is his year of birth, I believe.
Is he south?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. So that's great.
Yes, yeah, we're here.
Clubs,
Your connection
in a way to show that he had
great.
spades. And Klitkowski made fantastic discards. He threw the spades away, not one heart. Now that's what I call a great player. Because I guarantee you in the field, he's the only guy who did that. You want to bet, look at all the hands and see only Klitkowski did that. I can trust me. That's to me a bridge player, really. 99%. I would throw a heart. Everybody would throw one spade, one heart, this, that. Maybe I would throw the queen of diamonds. I think that's maybe a good play to just throw the queen of diamonds. But a heart is so tempting. But he saw the position and he trusted his partner's carding and he threw it well. Having said that, I think now Mike Sell will guess the heart and go only 2 down.
Yeah.
But it'll take a long time to do it. I think he should be banned because already the tournament for was played 6 boards and Weichsel is still playing number 1. He's 90 years old, Weichsel. Peter Weichsel, 90 years old.
Yeah, they have 7 minutes.
Come on, don't.
And Hammond is 95.
And how old is he?
Who had some communication?
I'm old too.
Yeah.
Now, see, on the 9, he has to cover the queen. Otherwise, the suit is running. So he has to cover the queen. He doesn't have a guess anymore. Maybe actually it's a good play on 9 to play low. If he plays 9 low, I'm going to ask him to be my boyfriend. He's going to be fantastic because it's at Grosvenor. It'll make him go up with the king because it's an impossible play. He's sacrificing a trick if he ducks it. But maybe he thinks Weichsel is too weak and might run it anyway, so he'll probably cover. But if he ducked it, then he's as good as me when I was young. There's a play called the Grosvenor play. Do you know what is the Grosvenor play?
We heard of it, but
it's
maybe you can remind everyone.
It was about.
It's like, say you're defending a slam and you have one trick, or you have no tricks, then they play something with the queen. They're in, say, the Grand Slam, and you can over-ruff with the king, but you don't when you have the king. Now the declarer knows the king is the other side. He plays small and puts the ace, and then you win the king later. He says, why didn't you win the king? You said, I'll play the Grosvenor. The Grosvenor means when you give him a chance to make it, but he can't take it, and now he goes down, and he cries so much that he can't play anymore for the rest of the day.
So you're trying to tilt your
the director has to cancel his board. You can't sit there forever in this hand. What are you doing? Now he's played the king of hearts. What are you there? There's nothing to think. Put your hand. Now he's going to play a spade to the ace, run the 7 of hearts and play a spade. I can guarantee you. But it'll take him an hour to do it. You can't play board 2. Why is there not? This is worse to spend so long.
Yes, so this is a time.
No, to be fair to them, they had a.
But they can't.
They had a technical issue.
To be playing. You have to take the board away from him.
They had a technical issue in the beginning. They just started late, Zia. Don't be so harsh. It's the first round.
They didn't have the Zoom. Zoom wasn't catering for people so old as Hammond and Weichsel. That's the problem.
I think the issue came from the polls, to be honest, Zia. So don't be too harsh.
Okay. All right. So this is the Dutch friends, Verbeek and my friend Simon de Wijs. And they go pass.
So you wanted Dutch, you
West
got Dutch.
Is going to open a note trump. Yeah, I got Dutch. Dutch against Dutch. Only Willenken is not the Dutch, but he plays like double Dutch. So 1 no trump. And now they're going to get to 3 no trump very quickly. But the thing is, they're going to give away, unless they play puppet and they can bid 3 clubs, they're going to give away the major suit situation. He does play puppet. So 3 club, he's going to bid 3 diamonds. He's going to bid 3 hearts, showing 4 spades. And he's going to bid 3 no trump. So the spade lead is probably gone now. But having said that, the club lead might come, which doesn't make a difference. But this hand is not interesting because they have too many tricks. 4 clubs, 2 diamonds, at least 3 hearts, 2, they're close to making 11 tricks.
So I have a question.
They'll lose a spade, a heart, and a club.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Mentally,
Go
how
ahead.
do you handle pairs compared to teams, especially teams actually, when it seems that the results is decided by a few hands? So how do you keep how do you manage your ability to focus when you play teams? Whereas in pairs you try to focus on every hand the same. How do you handle imps that way?
I think teams is a very good forum for players who are not too focused on every hand. What I like to do in teams is when I see a hand is boring, but it's two diamonds, and maybe it's making, maybe it's going down, I waste my energy. I have a lot of very good playing friends who can't help but concentrate. Boyer is one, Michael Rosenberg is one. They have to work very hard on every hand. For me, I relax on hands that I don't think are important for the result. I don't say I give up, but if a contract is, he opens one no trump and dummy's got 8 points, I don't spend too much effort trying to beat it. I defend, I quickly, but I try and save my energy for the difficult hands. So to me, that's the secret of imps, is spending the right amount of time on the hands that deserve the thinking. And in match points, as you're right, match points, I think it depends on the field. If you're playing in a mixed field, you should just try and bid very averagely and play the hands better. Because if you're in the same contract as everybody and you're a good player, you win more points. So that the philosophies are much different.
Yeah, get that.
All right, so he left the club. He's make 4 club tricks now. Now he's going to switch to a. He's got no switch, so he's going to probably switch. What's his partner signaling? He might play a spade, I guess. He knows his hearts are no good. He knows the diamonds are no good. He might just play a spade, hoping partner king queen, I guess, something like that.
So while the hand is a bit boring, we have another question for someone who knows you, and I also know that you're quite a foodie. Can you tell us what's your favorite food?
Well, again, it depends how hungry I am. For food, Italian and French is fantastic. When you're hungry, Chinese and Indian food is the best. So it depends. And if you go to Denmark, you can go to some of the most beautiful restaurants. In France, every restaurant, the food is good. In England, the restaurant is 90% terrible, but some of them have beautiful restaurants. There are some wonderful restaurants. But I was French and Italian food for everyday meals are the best. Spanish food also. Oh, having said that, my favorite restaurant maybe in the world is called Ricondo in San Sebastian. San Sebastian has got the best food ever. And there's a restaurant, Ricondo, with the meat. If you put it on your fork, it melts, starts to dance and sing songs. It's so fantastic. All right. So
I haven't had my dinner tonight, so I definitely like to be in San Sebastian.
Oh, if you go there, you can't. You have to eat every day. It's fantastic. All right, he's made 10 tricks. It's a boring hand. I think these hands are a waste of time for tournaments, but I agree you have to have some of them.
Do you believe in pre-dealt hands for tournaments? These hands are random.
Well, I you know, the trouble with pre-dealt hands, most times they're pre-dealt, but the director senses them and takes out some hands and puts some hands, you know, so it's never as random as it could. But having said that, nobody wants to kibitz and see 1 no trump, 3 no trump making 10 tricks for 4 or 5 boards in a row. So I don't know. I don't know how it should be done, but it should be so that the spectator has good value. All right, here we go. Junior, 1 diamond, West, 1 heart, or he bids 1 spade. It's obviously hearts. East bids, North will double if that shows spades, or bid 2 spades if it doesn't show spades. Yeah. Now it goes pass. Is South worth the raise? It depends. I would think probably not, but he's given 1 anyway. All right. So they're going to get to 3 spades. 2 spades would have made, but 3 spades, they can lose 3 hearts and 2 diamonds. Very easy to defend. Ace of diamonds kind of count discourage. And then the king of diamonds, a high one for hearts, simple switch to hearts, down one. Next time, Simon Device, please pass your partner's bid. But having said that, West was going to bid 3 diamonds. And
Yes.
3 diamonds loses 2 clubs and 2 spades and would have made. So it's nothing. He's probably done as well as he could.
Can you tell us why the south hand is too weak? What would you need to raise?
Well, I'm not saying it's wrong to raise. I think Simon's bidding was because he doesn't really care. He's non-vulnerable. He needs to tell his partner he's got spade support. If he's going down, he's probably not losing anything. I mean, I'm sure it is the correct bid. I was being a result merchant. I could see they could make only 2 spades. But it's right. Sometimes partner has a big hand, and whatever he's got, it's right. Sometimes if you don't bid, they bid no trumps and partner doesn't lead a spade. So I'm sure it's right to bid. I was being resulting. But having said that, it's going to be 1 down against 3 diamonds, and it's going to be a pretty universal result.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Having said that, it's just look at the hand. It's a hand you can make 3 no trumps without a spade lead. If the south leaves anything but a spade and you guess the queen of hearts, you make a million tricks. All right, here we go. More interest. Now, 1 club pass. They probably play a diamond as transfer because modern guys all play transfers.
Do you? Is it a good thing to do?
It's probably a good thing to do in some ways. I don't do it. I do it with some partners. But I mean, most of these things, you need to have a partner for regular, sufficient time to go through all the continuations. And I think if you do play it, then you could play XYZ, which I don't play, but with transfers, XYZ works better. All right, so 2 diamonds, double showing 3 hearts. Jansma pass. North, probably close, but with a 3-card support, he can just bid 2 hearts because his hand, it's got an 8 count. The queen of diamonds is not really a point. Well, that's a bit of an overbid, in my opinion. Maybe not overbid, a misbid, sorry. An overbid is one where you get it. A misbid is one where you misjudge your hand. Having said that, how many tricks they could lose a club, a diamond, and a heart if they guess everything. Well, that's even 4. These guys don't believe in passing. Wow. 4 hearts is the worst contract in the world, but
it has a play.
You can't go down. It's claiming. Because there's no way to go. They're going to play diamond, diamond, which you have to rough. And now you have to go in with a spade and play a heart. And the hearts, God gives you them. And the clubs, what can you do? You have to play east for stiff king or stiff queen or king queen out. Having said that, he might go down if he plays a club to the ace. No, he's going to have a count of the hand by the time the hand's over. It's so disgusting bridge to be able to play bid for hearts and make it. It makes me sad.
But it's very Dutch, isn't it? They tend to bid a lot.
I think both of them overbid. Maybe South didn't because maybe they opened very light, but for me, he's got a very, nothing special opening. He's got a 12 count, forget the jack of diamonds. I guess his spades are good. How can he possibly beat this? He can't beat it. Or maybe he's going to switch to a spade second trick. But that's not going to really help much. Because South has no problem as to how he plays the hearts. He's got only one way to play them. And this is all to do with North. I mean, I think 3 hearts, obviously was a game try. Having said that, if you're going to make a game try, maybe you should bid 2 spades. At least you might have 4-4 fit there, which he did have, but he didn't try for that. I'm probably, she's thinking now, why did I bid so much? I'm such an idiot. I've got no play. My partner's hand is not so bad. I can't blame him. I'm going to have to apologize. I'm going to tell him I was drinking too much. Sorry, Simon. I know you would never bid. Bauke would never bid like that. And at the end of the hand, see, partner, what good judgment I have. Bridge is a game of results.
You can look at Simon's face. He's got that look that I don't really believe this contract will make. He's laughing.
But does he? Can he see both hands? Can he see already? Can he see all the hands?
Yeah, he can.
He can only see his partner's hand. I think
he can see partner's hand.
He's holding his head. He's got either a headache or coronavirus, or he doesn't like his partner's bidding. I think
well, he seems happy about it, laughing. And Tim seems like he's in a big trouble.
Well, he is. He deserves to be in trouble. Well, Junior is going to play a spade, trust me. There's nothing else he can play.
Guru and Mos, we're not juniors for some number of years now, Z, unfortunately. We got older.
Sorry, I keep forgetting the dummies. No, the junior's going to play the King of Diamonds, it's correct. But now, North has got a pitch of his... North has got a pitch of his club on the diamond.
He doesn't.
And now North is saying, hey, what's happening here? Jesus, he's saying, I'm going to make this hand?
No,
really?
No, West rough. So he still needs to guess the spades, the clubs.
The club, but he has no option. He can run the 9, they'll cover with the 10. He can play a low one from dummy. There's nothing. Sadly, he can't go down. Junior actually made quite a good play. I guess if partner had queen and 1 heart, but if he had, he would be still down anyway.
I want to mention something interesting. The pair of Nicholas Hammond and Eric Laurent, you were a bit doubtful, Z, about their success. So on board 1, if you remember the 3-0 trump with 7 tricks, they were the only pair to make it. And now here on this board, they're playing in... Well, I didn't look at that, but they made it. And now they're playing 4 hearts doubled on this hand. And other pairs haven't bid it. So they seem to be getting a lot of hymns here too.
Okay, you can bet them. I give you 2 to 1. You can put 10 euros and I give you 20 euros if they win. You give me 10 euros and a glass of wine, okay?
Okay, that's fine. I'll bet on them. The guys are now very high in the anti-cheating fight, so I think it's a good strategy to bet on them, even if that will cost.
I like Eric. I don't know Nicholas Hammond. I bought his book, mind you. I read his book. It's a very interesting book, but some of it is too complicated in the percentages. What did he do? Oh my God. Oh my God, he put a club to the jack. I don't like that play.
He can't make anymore.
Oh, no, I don't like it. Did Nicholas... No, he can't make anymore. Did Nicholas Hammond make it?
They're about to claim, yes. And their first round, they made also 3-0 trumps on the second board. So their first round has been huge. They had plus 13 imps, Hammond and Laurent, and now they made 790. So they're doing quite well.
What I was thinking is, why has North not played a couple of rounds of spade? He can have a count on this hand. Or he doesn't know the last heart, but it's very likely. But he could see on the split. Oh, I see. But he has to play. Oh, now I understand. Sorry, if he was down to 1 heart in each hand.
Yes.
All right, down 1.
He had to play ace of club and club. Oh, so yeah. After the queen of clubs, he has no hope.
But actually, he had to duck a club first. If he played ace of club and a club, no, he could play ace of club and a club. Yeah, it's the same. You're right to duck, you pick up the bear king. You play ace of clubs and a club, you go down with certain holdings. All right, next one. Jansma pass. North, I don't know. Believe it or not, I would open weak 2-bit, but I think I would be embarrassed when I see the dummy. So say he pass, east bids a diamond, south bids a spade, west pass, north bids 2 hearts. Somebody's got to bid those hearts. And what happens? They may end up in 2 hearts on this hand. A diamond, will he going to bid 1 spade, 2 spades, 3 spades? 2 spades he's going to bid. I know Simon is bidding 2 spades. Trust me. There you are. Now he goes pass, pass. He's got a double. And what happens in 2 spades? They don't make anything. He lead a diamond. Now he can get his club ruff in. He's going to lose a club, a diamond, 4 or 5 spades. So I have a theory on this hand, and that is people think it's automatic or often right to bid 2 spades, but I think when I'm void in hearts, partner hasn't opened. Normally, East-West have a heart fit, and yet the hearts might be breaking 5-0. So I don't want to preempt them from their heart fit. I want to bid 1 spade and let them find hearts, because I think it's very likely they're going to get into a bad break, and I'm going to be better to defend this hand. If my partner can't support 1 spade, it's not a terrible thing to do. So when I'm void, I want to give the opponents a chance to find their fit, not take it away. On this hand, they didn't have a 5-4 heart fit. As it happened, my partner had 6 hearts, but that's the reality of the hand. It's all right, he plays. Yeah, it's very, when you have a void, your bidding should not be the same as when you have no void. All right, so he's going to try and make a dummy reversal, which is a bit deep. So he's going to make, I don't like this so much, but that's 1, 2, ace, king of clubs, 4, a club rough 5, another heart 6, and now he'll play 6, and now he'll play a diamond. So he's going to only make 6 tricks the way he's going. Oh, this is good if he can get this diamond through. He's done a very brave play. You would have thought that he would take his club rough while he had a chance. Now, if West roughs it and plays a spade, the club rough goes. But he does make the diamond trick, I guess.
And also from a West point of view, the king of spade might be a trick anyway. So declarer might not be interested in roughing with it.
Yeah, he would think. Yeah, he definitely thinks the declarer's got the ace of spades. So it's very likely he's going to pitch. If he pitches, what is he going to pitch? A club or a heart? Maybe a heart, I think. No, a club he pitch.
Eric Laurent just finished playing in 2 spades. He went 1 off undoubled.
How did he bidding go? 1 diamond, 2 spade, all pass? What?
No, Nicholas Hammond decided to open 1 heart. So there was 1 no trump over call, 2 spades, pass, pass, pass.
They're too tough, Eric Laurent and Hammond. Their statistics going to be out of the roof. They're going to be all over bridge winners.
I hope nobody will catch them.
All the players are going to try to say, how do you break the world record in opening?
For those of you who don't know, a month ago, Eric Laurent was appointed as the, I don't know the official title, but the anti-cheating guy for the WBF. So there's a lot of trust put on him to fight this problem. And Nicholas Hammond is the famous statistician from the United States who also fights cheating. So it will be really sad if these guys are not honest here.
Yeah, Janssen has done well. He roughed it and played a spade.
Yeah.
So now the club rough is gone, and I think South is going to make, so he's going to make 2 tricks, and 2 is 4. And 2, he's going to go 2 down.
So someone is asking if the fact that Declarer didn't play this king of spades might be an indication that he doesn't have the ace.
No, I don't think so. But I mean, I would have thought that it would have been normal for South to take his club rough while he could, but he was hoping to steal a diamond trick. But I don't think it's an indication necessarily that he has. But I don't think Jans cared if he had the ace. You know, he wasn't particularly worried. But I think Jansma did well to rough and play a spade anyway. It was good.
So let's go and see.
So can we see the leaderboard at all or not?
Unfortunately,
is there a way to see this?
Unfortunately, BBO does not give us this possibility, so we'll have the results only at the end.
Well, maybe you could get someone to just keep a record and put something up. You can't do that. No? To put a sheet up with the scores or announce them. Can you? I mean, you know them already.
We know some of the, yes, we know the scores, but it's a bit difficult with the software to
you
get
don't know the running.
Hopefully tomorrow maybe we'll be able, but we don't promise yet.
So this guy, Palmer and
your money is not doing well at the moment. You're 20 pounds behind.
Not? Who is?
You are, because
Loran
and Hammond are doing very well.
How's Palmer and his partner have got to, and Cullen have got to 4 hearts also. I tell you, these guys all overbid like mad.
Well, that's why you beat them up. So
they have to, but so far we saw they didn't make it last time. And that's with the Jack 10 of hearts, Doubleton, and the King Queen of clubs, Doubleton. Can you see how bad a contract it is?
The problem is that they run out of trumps, so here he can't make it.
He can't make it all now, so he's going down for sure. So, you see, I do believe that you should overbid when you have got shortness, but here I think they're both overbidding.
On board 7, this hand, Helgemo made 4 hard. So Loran is not the only one.
Helgemo always makes it. You see, now you ask me why is Helgemo such a great player? Because when you shouldn't make it, he makes it. Somehow he makes it. That's what makes Helgemo such a good player. Don't tell me how he made it. They didn't play diamond, diamond, diamond.
Let me just see, because maybe my scorecard doesn't update. So this is Laurent's score still.
So we're having some issues in the background with some players not used to Zoom yet. We have to change rooms after every position, which leads to the next questions. Yeah, what do you think about? I know you've done it in the nationals, but do you think it's a big plus to have to be on a Zoom with your opponents, or not really, and it's just too far away from real bridge, and you just?
I definitely prefer it. I mean, I've played on real bridge, which I think is very good, because you see your opponent. I mean, rail bridge and Zoom is more or less the same thing, I think. I much prefer it than to be without it, because you see what happened to me when I'm playing without Zoom, or my opponent is thinking, or I think they're thinking, but they're not thinking. You think they're thinking because there's a big pause, but the pause may be they're going to have a cup of tea or the phone or their wife or their dog. So, but when you're on Zoom, you know when someone is thinking. You know at which point that makes a big difference to me. So I think that's much more like real life, and real life is even more than that. So for me, there's no question. I had the other day a hand where they led the Queen of Spades. I was in a slam with Ace fourth opposite King 10 fifth, something like that. And I had to guess the Jack of Spades for slam. And the person on my right said, "Be right back." And they went to do something, but get some water. Now, I said, if someone says, "Be right back," that means they don't have Jack to 3, because that's the crucial holding in the slam. They would be thinking of, so I played the wrong. I played for Queen Jack Doubleton, anti-percentage, but they were just actually going to have a glass of water. But in real life, I would know, I would think on the table how they are feeling when they play the Ace of Spades. So I think it makes a big difference.
Yeah, I get that.
So here, Palmer opened one heart on this rubbish hand. East bid 2 spades, and now there are 2 no trumps with 8 points opposite 10. South is going to bid 3 spades. And nobody understands that opening this rubbish Yarbroughs every time, you go minus, minus, minus. And they should get doubled. Of course, they won't get doubled.
They will.
Good. Yes, who's Devo? Who's Devo? Oh, Weichsel. Oh, because Hammond bid 2 diamonds. But please look at Hammond's 2 diamond bid, everybody. Queen, 2, 3, 4, 5 of diamonds. You see?
Would you do it?
Good for you, Weichsel. Hammond overcalls on bad. I mean, most people, if they bid on the East hand, would bid 1 no trump, because it's, if you can get doubled, you can run 2 diamonds. But Hammond, he bids 2 diamonds. His diamond suit is perfect. So that's why his partner could double. And I'm very happy because Palmer opened this Yarborough, and now he gets punished. And tomorrow he'll open the same Yarborough and think it's bridge. And until they learn how much they lose by it, you guys, please watch, because I know you love to open this rubbish. Even this hand, I don't think you'll open. Please tell me. You could open 2, but never 1.
I wouldn't. Stefan would.
It's nothing. You're saying I wouldn't, but you're feeling bad because you know sometimes you would.
No, I would never.
Well, I'm a Bulgarian. There is no hand that I would not open, definitely.
You see, what you don't see is this. If you open a light hand, you must have a lead directional hand, so your partner can get value out of it. If you open this and your partner has 12 points with a singleton heart, he's going to bid in game, you go for 500 and you make nothing and the opponents make. It's no point. It doesn't gain you anything. It's not like you're stealing from the opponents. You have an okay hand. And now he's going for a good
I agree with you, and I would probably pass, but if I open, it will be because I have the heart suit, which I might not be able to introduce later. If it was spades, definitely pass. Here, more likely pass, but because it's the heart suit, there is some argument to open a heart.
Yeah. And when your partner leads the King of Hearts Doubleton, because it's the heart suit, and he leads the King of Hearts, and they make the contract, and you feel worse or better. Because you're telling him to lead a heart, and you don't.
In Bulgaria, we don't lead. One puts the dummy down, and the other one makes the contract. So, yeah.
That means nobody else wins except you. 10 points and 8 points. Look, 3 spade doubled. How many down he's going? Did he take his club rough? Yeah, he took his club rough.
Well, he was doing quite well with 6 tricks. He's gonna make at least 2 more. So. I think he's done better than any other declarer.
So we got a question for you, Zia. Someone is asking, what do you think is the best attitude as a partner? Should you be nice and forgiving or demanding and critical?
The truth is, there's no question. The answer is nice and forgiving, but it's very difficult not to be human. The human means, I believe you should be very critical, but after the tournament, after the game, not in the middle of the game. That's very bad. But I mean, after the game, I definitely think you should be, both of you, totally honest. A good partnership is one that can tell anybody anything after the hand is over or after the match is over, so that you both can clean your souls. To hide inside you what you're feeling is the worst thing. I believe you should be honest with each other, but not on the table. That's the truth. But to be nice, I mean, a good partner is there's no beauty more beautiful than a good partner, except a good mistress. That's also good. Mixed. All right. Down 300, Palmer, please. You see, what I would do is after the match, I go through the boards. Okay, I've got two. Number 10, I'm leaving you guys because it's getting late for me.
Thanks a lot for being with us. So the next table, you're going to leave after about 12 because we're going to do the next 4 very quickly. We have Helgemo Hellness against Gavris Klitkowski.
Yeah.
Can you stay for that one?
So the other Hellness is back now.
Maybe you want to stay for a little bit longer.
So one no Trump. They're playing a 1-no Trump. Pass. And this is boring hand. He'll bid 2 club, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts. Or 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, probably 2 hearts. And they probably play 2 hearts, and they would lose 2 hearts and a spade and a diamond maybe. So the trick is to stay out of game. See, I certainly agree with 1-no Trump because you've got a hand, you might preempt the majors, it's hard for them to come in. You've got spades and heart holding is not bad to be declarer. So I like 1-no Trump. Okay, he's going to be 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, 2 spades. Is that what they do? Maybe that's invitational. Because he's not going to pass 2 hearts, is he?
If you play with Helgemo, you have 2 aces and he opens 1-no Trump red. I don't think you should settle without at least
so they did game forcing. So again, another pair going minus, so even with Helgemo playing. But mind you, he's going to lead a spade. Now he's got 4 diamonds, 2 spades, a heart. He got 8 tricks, old Helgi. Helgi's got 8 tricks. He might make more. Oh.
Do you think he's the best declarer in the world?
I would say he's probably the Helgi and Madala, the best 2 declarers in the world. They're the best 2. Madala just, he plays from his heart and he just makes tricks, a lot of tricks. Bildi is also a good declarer, but Madala and Helgi are the best 2 declarers, yes.
What about Mextroth?
Mextroth is a mixture. He can be very good and very bad. He can make a lot of contracts that the other people don't make because he's such a bastard. He sits there, nobody knows when he has a problem. He'll never help the opponents to know that he has a problem. So he can make some very difficult contracts because his tempo and his attitude is one you think he's making an overtrick when he's going 2 down. So Mextroth has got a very good imagination as well. But he makes a lot of simple mistakes, which these guys don't do. They very rarely make bad mistakes. Mextroth can make bad mistakes. He's getting older also, but he's a good declarer. I mean, if you say best declarer in the world, on the computer is Michael Rosenberg. He's better than all of them, but not on the table. In the computer, he's better. His mind is unbelievable, but he needs the most time. It said game forcing, and now it stopped in 2-no Trump. How did they do that? Did you see?
I did.
It said 2 diamond, 2 heart, 2 spade, game forcing. And when he bid 2-no Trump, he said pass. So they made some. All right, so 2-no Trump, he's going to make
Well,
easy.
I remind you, it's not Thor, it's Frederick, and probably they don't have proper agreement, so that's why.
He alerted
he
doesn't work. He alerted his own bid as game forcing, and then he passed 2 spades, so it's only 1 player.
Oh, okay.
That's why he's the son of the fun of the father. And great billing is the best contract.
Yes.
All right, too boring. So you don't know who's leading now, or you know?
We do not, yeah. We will only know at the end of the 16 boards that we are playing tonight. 20 boards. Sorry.
Today they
20
play
boards.
2 days or 3 days?
3 days, 20 boards each day.
How's Boyer doing? Can you see?
I'll have a look at his boards and give you a rough estimation, but looking at the scorecards, definitely Loran and Hammond are leading for now because they have the biggest scores.
All right,
Boy is in 3-0 trumps now, declaring 3-0 trumps on this hand.
Now, can you get to 4
They
spades
led
on
a
this hand?
small spade. He won.
This is interesting bidding because it goes a club, a spade, pass. Is Helgemo going to be 2 spades or 3 spades? Now, on 2 spades, is West going to bid? Probably should bid, I think. With 5-4-3-1, you should always bid. You count an extra point for 5-4-3-1, the 10 of spades. So I do think West should bid. But maybe Hellness son doesn't bid. So that's a big swing because the field is probably going to bid game. This is actually an interesting hand for the reason being that the French style is very good for this hand. In the French style, when West is raised to 2 spades, he expects 4 trumps. In the English style, it could be 3. So the West hand is not nearly as strong on a 5-3 fit as a 5-4 fit. So it's very good to be playing that a raise shows 4. And maybe the Danes, Norwegians don't play that. So it makes a difference in evaluation. But it's some of these hands, especially the 9-10 point hands, are enormous to play the French style. I'll be honest with you, even though I don't play it. Oh, they went club or spade. How did they get back into the auction? Or North doubled and East with 3 spades?
Yes, I don't remember if it was a double. Let's check. Yes, double 3 spades.
And now West should punish them and bid 4.
He did not.
But not so easy. Oh, I don't blame him. And they're going to be embarrassed now because he's going to make 12 tricks.
Ask me about Boyazia. The previous round, Helgemo made 4 hearts doubled against Boyes, so he's not doing terribly well.
Which was the 4 hearts?
And the round before they were in 3-0 trumps. Sorry? Say that again?
No, that was the 4 hearts with ace king to 7 diamonds?
Yes, that was Boy bid 3-0 trumps to play, and then over him Helgemo bid 4 hearts to play, and Boy doubled him, and that was made. On board 1, Boy was in 1-0 trump.
The trouble with Boy, he's becoming nuts. I think
he went off in 1-0 trump, but board 2 they made 3-0 trump.
The 3-0 trump is terrible.
Well, the auction was...
Who made trump?
The auction was, a bit crazy. A club pass a heart, 2 diamonds over call, double, pass 2 hearts, and now jump to 3-0 trumps. Pass, 4 hearts.
He's nuts. Boy is nuts. He's nuts. He's gone mad.
So
Trump was going for
a sacrifice.
How many down was 3-0 Trump going? Can you tell me? They make 4 hearts, 4 spades, 8, 1 diamond, 9, 1 club, 10. He makes 3 tricks, ace, king, and an ace. He goes down 7 in 3-0 Trump. He's nuts. Boy has gone nuts.
Down 6.
What? But he's gone nuts. What kind of bridge is 3-0 Trumps?
Well, it's actually a great bridge because if 4 hearts was going off, which was bid as a sacrifice, he gets a plus score where he couldn't do so. But the point is they were making 4 hearts.
But were they making 4 hearts? How did the defense go? That's interesting hand. What did they lead? He led ace of diamond?
He led the king of clubs. That was ducked, queen of clubs, won by the ace, and then hearts. And then
wow, why did it? Oh my God, what a defense. Ace, king of diamond. Or at least ace of diamond. See, Boy has gone nuts. I'm telling you, Boy is nuts. Too much catching cheats and giving up bridge.
He's been quite busy tonight, so you can be more forgiving, Zia.
Okay. 3 no trumps, boring hand. We have 3 hot tricks and 4 diamond tricks. And the spade situation is good.
Can you tell us about the treatment, beating 3 hearts, showing no majors over Stayman?
This is the Italian style. I mean, I don't know the exact. I used to play it, but I've forgotten it, to tell you the truth. But 3 hearts shows no major, and 3 diamonds shows some major, and I think 3 spades and 3 no trumps are 5 card majors, something like that. It's an Italian invention. It's quite good, I know, but I don't play it anymore. But basically, it's a mixture of Stayman and puppet Stayman. I think, guys, good night. It's time for me to go. Come call me tomorrow. I'll come in. If I can talk to Boyer in the day and teach him some bridge, then I'll come back.
It will be a pleasure.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, and hopefully see you soon.
So the task is gigantic for us now, Stefan.
I give up. I give up, especially after the comments of his instructive. Yeah, people appreciate his instructive comments.
He'll be back tomorrow.
We need to keep up at his level indeed. Nicolas Chavelot is saying Hellness is younger than I thought. I don't know what you were thinking, but by the way, Frederick is really a very good player. He is a professional player and he has won some big tournaments already. So he's building up his own name. I ran him 10 minutes after the playing time had started, or was supposed to start, and he stepped in the very last moment. So he saved the day, we can say.
Yeah, so Hellness was, the father was supposed to play, but couldn't make it for some reasons. Hence, the reason for the face you could see. 2 of the players have webcam issues, that's why unfortunately we can't see the players at the moment. Just a few words, because the next, while this board finishes and waiting for board 12, the next table we're gonna see is gonna be so Hammam, that you know, and his partner, of course. We've seen them a couple of times already tonight. They're going to play with Marshall Lewis and Ante Mijix. I don't know how to say that name. Maybe you can help me, Stefan.
Mizic, I would say, but yeah.
Mizic, thanks. And we have a short interview of Ante that we will maybe show you tonight if we have time, but otherwise tomorrow. He is not so known to the wide public, but has worked a lot on a software that is helping Boyer and Thomas to catch the people that might not be playing completely by the rules. And he tells us about it during the interview. So we'll definitely show it to you. So there is a question whether there were interviews before the tournament. So at the beginning, we had Boyer and Thomas Charlson, who started the World Bridge Tour together, who told us about the World Bridge Tour, gave us a quick brief on what it is, why it was made. You can see it in a replay, and if you don't know how to do it, we'll create a short video with that interviews that you can review from tomorrow. And the interview of the players we're gonna try to show tomorrow and the day after. Also for today we decided the tables that we are going to broadcast mainly looking at the positions. For the last day, we are going to try to follow the people that are leading, for sure. And maybe tomorrow we will do a mixture where we will try to show the players that you guys want to watch. So if you have any preferences, anyone you especially want to see, I know there are a lot of great names, but please feel free to let us know. So the last 2 tables for...
So Christoph, do you have a favorite?
It's a good one.
Christoph, do you have a
so many
favorite?
good names. I can say that the person that has been the most influential for me is clearly Bob Hammond. I've loved his book, and it's probably the book that made me improve the most at this game and like this game the most. At the Table, it's called. If you haven't read it, I really advise it. Not so much about the bridge itself, but about the philosophy, the ability to focus when you play at the game, the way you should address the game, the quality you should have, the qualities that he had. It was very inspirational for me. So, and he's the best player of all time. So,
I have his book, really wonderful, and understanding the bridge mentality as well is very important. He's won 13 times world champ, Bermuda Bowl champion, or something like that. Quite impressive. What I wish actually is that the winner of this event hasn't been a world champion before, because I'm sure this will inspire some bridge players, mortals like us who haven't won either, to play in the Challengers Cup and try and compete against such great players. Because in bridge, this is the beauty of bridge, and this is how I like it a lot more than chess, because even if you're a weaker player, if you get the right hands and it's your day, you can beat even the world champions. So what is going on here? 3-0 trumps. Declare has 5 tricks and 4 more to collect, so I guess he's not going for the hard finesse.
Yeah, might be 9 tricks and only 9 because he's gonna cash the heart from the top, and probably the ace of club also, because he has 2 space losers. In case North takes the hand, it feels too risky to do anything else. Yeah, so like Zia said, it's a bit of an issue with IMS tournament, is that every now and then you have a very boring hand when there is nothing that you can find interesting about that hand, which is almost never the case when you play match point. That being said, most of the prestigious events in the world are IMS tournament, or even should I say teams tournament. I don't know what's your view on that, but it's true that people are more used to play IMS at a higher level.
Definitely agree with you, although I'm discovering more and more the beauty of match points, and for me this is now the more exciting form of bridge, because I don't get to play too much, and playing match points you need to really be focused, so I compensate. But if it has to be a 10-day event like the US Nationals, I prefer to play IMS, because the concentration needed is too much and it gets you tired very quickly. So yeah, I agree with you, but my personal preference lately has been over match points.
I've always preferred match points.
And this is the last board of this round. Let's see. I guess North opened 2 diamonds. That should be a multi kind of bit, weak to in one of the majors, with not the most impressive suit being second seed vulnerable against North. Some pairs played 2 diamonds as very weak multi. But this is just multi always weak, but it's not like 0 to 7 and 2 hard spades being 8 to 11. So I guess South Michał Klitkowski will expect more from partner, although he doesn't have much to do here. In the meantime, East and West can probably make 3-0 trumps because the spades are blocked. But it will be interesting to see if they get there. West, Frederick Hellness has a decision to make here, which might be 3-0 trumps.
It might be 3 no trumps, it might be 3 diamonds. It's kind of in the middle between the two. I think he has a bit too much to only beat 3 diamonds.
Yeah, I agree with you. 3 hearts. This is, I guess, a game forcing bit.
Asking for stopper.
Sure. Sorry?
It's alerted as asking for stopper.
Yeah, so I guess he doesn't want to go there with only a single stopper.
And East will certainly beat 3 no trump. Will it make? I think it will make. Because the spades are blocked. On the spade lead, it's actually going down. I was wrong. It's making by West, but not by East. South elected to lead its 6 card suits. Can we really blame him for that?
No, and he's certainly not going to be investigated by anyone when leading his longest shot. So yes, that was a good point. 3 no trump was only called by West because if East is playing it like now, South can lead the spade suit and they can set up the spades without occasion. Anyway, after the club lead, it's Declare will make over trick considering the heart holding. He will make now about 11 tricks, 6 diamonds, 3 hearts and 2 clubs. That if that was match points, that would have been the top, but luckily for North-South, it seems.
Yeah, it might still be very good for East-West. The reason being is that West decided to ask for a heart stopper. But he had Queen second in spade and Ace second in hearts. So he could have said, I have an issue in spades somehow, or just I don't know, done something different, which might have led to tell North-South that there is an issue in spades. I don't know if that's possible, but this 3 hearts bid, 3 no trump would have done the job also. To be fair, but if he had decided to ask for a spade stopper instead, then it's an issue.
Yeah, I'm not sure he would ask for a spade stopper at all, considering the option. Maybe he could have doubled to show points, but again, you need to have agreements in this situation. Without agreements, I know some people like myself play double of 2 hearts, showing either no hearts or lots of hearts, and you just hope that North is not now bluffing you by passing having spades. So
Stefan, we have 10 minutes now, and the interview of Mate that we are going to see is about that long, a bit shorter. So I suggest we play it so the viewer can discover that player that we don't know that well. So I will pass the interview right now, and we will be back in when the round restarts.
I am Ante Mić, I am 26 and I'm come from Croatia. I'm a data warehouse engineer. I started playing bridge at 14, 15, 14, yes. I would like to use this to give a special thanks to Bridge Club Grosvenor because they came to my school, which is about 100 kilometers from them, and they had a short class. I mean, it lasted for like 2 days. At the end of it, we had a small tournament. I came up dead last, but they just kept gritting and grinding, and it just went from one day to another day. So I would like to take this to give them all a very special thank you, especially to Frano, Givo, and all the other guys that made it possible to do that. I like to talk about bridge, but I usually get outvoted, so we end up speaking about something else. I know it's a bad habit, but I do. I just can't. I mean, I don't know. I just can't focus on anything else when I see him going down in a call contract. So, well, actually, I think it's great. I know that there have been many guys that said that it's not the real bridge, that it should be scored completely different. Well, I do agree with part of it, but I think that online bridge is in a way purer than the live game, but also we have many shortcomings that we have to foreseen and work on it to improve it, such as self-kibitzing, trading information, etc., etc. It's a hard job. I don't think it will ever be done in the way that we can say that online bridge is 100% clean, but that's not the reason to stop and trying to do it. Well, cheating online and cheating offline require different types of cheating, different strategies of cheating, if you like. I would say that, well, if you're going to cheat offline, you are most definitely going to cheat online. But what Bridge Online proved is that some guys that I would never think of cheaters in the real world, they came on to it became very clear that they have been cheating online. I think that we have to, in a way, learn from them and see what got them to do it. But I would say that cheating would still remain a bigger problem in the real world, because in the online world, we just have to find the mechanism to develop a way for the players not being able to share information that they shouldn't be sharing. While as in the real world, I mean, if you take a look at the Fischer and Schwartz incident, they have cheated in the most stupid way there is. I mean, you put the board here and then you get the lead here. And now imagine what would have happened if they have said, I don't know, when it's a rainy day and we are in an even round, then put the board here and then it means this. It would be virtually impossible to see that it is going. So it's not a good thing, but I have my own I have my own things that I do before the match. Like, I don't know. I mean, if I had the same breakfast at the first day of the tournament, and it went good, then I'm gonna keep having the same breakfast again and again. Yeah, sure, I would become a bridge sponsor. That's more than a parent. I don't think that it would change like the way I precipitate the cards and the way I play. No, I don't think that would change. That's just who you are. I don't think that any amount of money can do. Well, I think that you gotta, although it is hard, I think you gotta look at your worst boards and see what has gotten you there. And you have to have at least, one person or a few of them that you consider absolute authorities when it comes to the way that you would like to play. Because even in the pro world, I guess, I don't know, but even there, I think that if you ask about a board, you will get maybe 5 or 6 totally different opinions. None of them are necessarily wrong per se, but they just depend on the style and on the way that the players play. So you gotta decide which style suits you best and like what do you wanna be. Of course, many times it doesn't only depend on yourself. You have to do this together with your partner, so he knows, to adapt these strategies too. I would say 10. that's that's like the best part. Decent 7. Joško Djilovic, without a doubt, my partner. So I don't know. I mean, I have heard a lot about Rozzo when I have been starting to play. I mean, sort of the stories that older guys tell, it's just like legendary, you know. So, I mean, I don't know how much part of it is true or not, but okay. I would say Boy and Espen, Hellness, Helgemo. I mean, they just, at the time that I have started to develop my game, like from just being a guy that knows how to play cards, you know, to a guy that actually thinks that he understands something. Though they were like the best pair at that time, and I kind of got fond of them and the way that they act in general. So. Yeah. I was playing with Joshko. He's my partner. We were playing in the European Youth Team Championships. It was in Slovakia. It was like three years ago. Anyway, he got us to this ridiculous 7 hearts board, and it had many lines of play that you could have taken. Of course, I have taken the 25% line when there was like a 45% line there, but never mind. And the 25% line was on the double finesse, on the ace queen 10 was on the table, and I played the small up to the 10, and my right hand opponent played low from jack, and 7 hearts made. His partner went completely berserk. But anyway, it's the end of the game, and we went to meet with our teammates, and we were like in this cafe, you know, sort of cafe / bar in the hotel where we were playing. And I just looked at him and asked him, why on earth are we even playing, you know, 7 hearts? And he just pointed at the wall behind him, and he told me, look at there. I was like, what's there? And I look, and there is a Michael Phelps quote, and it says, if you wanna be the best, you gotta do the stuff other people aren't willing to do. And he said, look. I was like, oh, okay. Defense bidding declaring.
And we're back just in time. If I find the right scene, yes. So I hope you enjoyed. He's going to play with his partner, Marshall Lewis, against Bob Hammond and Peter, and my English is not good enough to say his name, Weichel, I think, but I'm not sure. Weisel. Thank you, Stefan.
So what will happen? Do you open 3 clubs, Mr. Grosset here? I know you don't.
I think I would. I think the hand is quite pure. Okay, the Queen of Hearts is not great, but Queen Jack 10 to 7, I think it's enough. I know 7 2 2 is not great, but I still think I would. Would you?
You're a new man then from when I knew you. I guess you've been influenced by your partners.
Not at all. It's because when I play with my usual Bulgarian partner, I know to be 3 levels behind what I usually do. Otherwise, we end up playing at the 7 level on every board, and my skill when I declare are not good enough. So that's called adaptation. That's what I have to say.
Yeah. Okay. I'll remain speechless and focused on the hand then. So when you open 3 clubs, East probably doubles?
Yes, I think double is right. 12 points and a good distribution with Doubleton club and 3 cards in all the other suits. Seems clear to me. Now South has a good redouble, I guess. Like high, strong hand, all the cards. And we have Bob Harman on the camera. It's a real pleasure to see him. Like I said, he's he's gone.
That was a short one.
That was a short one, but
you jinxed it, Christoph.
Yes, yes. They are trying to fix
but
it.
Like I said, we saw the man.
Especially for the players, using Zoom and having to move every 4 boards is something new. Most of them are not used to it. That's why for the first board of every position, it might take sometimes. But like I said, like Zia said, most players appreciate it, find it a better experience when they can be on Zoom, discuss hands with their partners, with their teammates, ask about the convention, see the tempo, the reactions, etc. So yes, we are really trying to make it work, and we believe that the more we do it, the more we will be good at it, and the more the players will become accustomed to, and then it will run more smoothly. And yes, thank you for the suggestion.
So we are in the same format for 3 days in a row, and I guess by the 3rd day they should become better than they are at the moment.
Thanks a lot for the suggestions in the chat. Yes, this is clearly something we want to do in the future. As it's the first time we were running this tournament, we really wanted to focus on the technical aspect, especially for this first day, to make it run smoothly, which is already a challenge in a way. So, but yes, you're definitely right, and we definitely need to go in that direction. I guess we need manpower also for that.
Yeah, it will get better. So the spectators, what do you think about the opening bit? Would you open 3 clubs or not with this hand of North? What is your style here? Non-vulnerable, I'm sure people would open this, especially nowadays, but vulnerable, I suspect many people will conservatively pass here.
And he's back.
Bob Hammond is back, yes. And he's gone again.
Oh.
Okay, let's agree that if he comes up 3rd time, we won't say anything about that.
Okay, that's the deal.
Maybe that's the way to make him stay. Bridge Galaxy is saying not vulnerable, yes, but here not.
Yeah,
and having the username Bridge Galaxy, yes.
I think most people, almost everyone would open at non-vulnerable. I think we can agree on that one.
Yes, Nicolas Chavelo is saying the same.
Yeah, but Nicolas is French, so you cannot be surprised by that, can you? These French people.
Well, I'm now, when you said that you would open, I'm very surprised. Maybe you're now, after Brexit, you're not French anymore, I guess.
Yeah. For those who don't know, I live in the UK.
So, yes, Christoph lives in the UK. In the meantime, I see people following our channel. That is a clever thing to do if you want to see whenever we go live, especially if you download the app on your phone. You'll get notifications every time we go live, so you won't miss any of our shows, which will become quite frequent. Maybe while they're starting this, we can mention something about the Open, Christoph?
Yes, we can. So starting in... Actually, you know what? While we wait for that, I will post the short video presenting the WBT with the different opens running with it. It's a very short video, and then we can tell you a bit more about the e-open if we have some time. Very short video. and listen to the beautiful voice of the woman talking during the video.
Do you love bridge? Do you want to play and watch a good and clean game? World Bridge Tour, this is how we play. Here are our values: fairness, adaptation, integrity, and respect. Play and watch events supported by the WBT, the Champions Cup aimed at the highest level, and the Challengers Cup for aspiring players. The Champions Cup events are the OCBL and the E-Open, both starting in January. The Challengers Cup events are your chance to compete for a spot in the Champions Cup and to play against the best in the world, coming soon to a screen near you. Interested? Find out more at www.worldbridgetour.org.
So that was it. I hope you enjoyed it. And yes, like Stefan said, Stefan and I are organizing the E-Open, in which there is the Pro League that is part of the WBT. You can find more information on the website www.eopenbridge.com. The OCBL is the other tournament organizer, and we will try to invite them before one of the shows so they can present deeply what are the tournaments of OCBL. They have more tournaments because the Open is mostly a night league, while OCBL does another night league and also tournaments during the day. We will talk more deeply about what both organizations do either tomorrow or the day after, before the beginning of the live. And for the ones who didn't understand the jokes about the woman's voice, it's because it was my wife talking. Also a bridge player.
Yes, this was RSK, Christoph's better half, and probably the reason Christoph was left on the island after Brexit. I see here now Tabata is asking me, would I open? Actually, I would only say yes because Christoph said yes. I mean, if he opens the hand, it's not possible that I won't open it. But I must say that I agree with these conservative people who would pass in red, and I'm also leaning towards that direction. But if any of the opponents drives me mad for any reason, I would open 3 clubs just to make their life more difficult. Here, my prediction is that 3 clubs opening will lead to the best score for North-South, because then East will double, South will redouble, and they'll eventually land in 3 hearts doubled, which is going 2 or 3 off. So that opening 3 clubs will induce the best score for North-South, but I'm definitely not vouching for that right now. I think opening on those hands where it's close, it's a lot about strategy where you are in the tournament, preferably if you know the style of your opponents. So normally playing against older players will mean that if you're more aggressive, they'll be more cautious and you'll be more successful. But when the older players are Peter Weisel and Bob Hammond, then I wouldn't bet my life that on being aggressive is the most successful formula.
So, unfortunately, North seems to have some issues. What I'm going to do, Stefan, is I'm going to go to another table so we can see what's happening. Okay, now that I say that.
Oh my goodness, they did it. So Mr. Hammond is not back on Zoom, but he is bidding, which is a good start. So Marshall Lewis from the United States, now from Croatia, decided to pass with this hand.
And South doubled. It's a the hand is too strong to do anything else, so it's a double that can be showing any distribution when you have 18 plus. And he's now gonna describe his hand a little bit more, maybe by building 2 spades. Yeah, that's what happened. I do not believe there was a... Oh, by the way, talking about tempo. That is something that the World Bridge Tour is strongly trying to implement to reduce the what is called unauthorized information. So when you take advantage of your partner tempos, whether it's conscientious or not, is that for many situations they have imposed a 10 seconds tempo. We know the normal one that is after a stop, but for example, for every competitive situation above the 3 level, they also ask for that. So for example, if it's a competitive auction and we reach the 3 level, tempo of 10 seconds mandatory. Before playing the first card from dummy, same thing, 10 seconds. And I think there is a couple of more situations that I'm going to try to check while Stefan comments the play on the board.
So North-South did reach 3-0 trump here, which won't be a great success considering how clubs are blocked. East has to routinely duck a club to kill the communications. In the meantime, though, East and West will have struggled to open up tricks because, as we see, the diamonds are very well placed for Declare. The spades are also very well placed. So the problem for Declare will be that he will need to exit his hand in order to get the opponents giving him tricks, and they'll just passively probably play hearts. So my prediction is that defense will prevail, but definitely we may see a different outcome here. We see a comment, should North beat 5 clubs? Well, I don't know. We can see that it will probably work better, although the defense can still beat that contract probably. But yeah, I see your worry that North's hand may have no entry, but when partner is a strong hand and beats 3-0 trumps, sometimes partner just has enough tricks to make it, so it might not be about clubs. Partner may have no clubs and beat this just to cash 9 tricks. So here the Declare is playing for spades, which won't work well at all, as we see. The play of a low spade was correct because this will win if spades are 3-3 or there is double turn owner. Even if he had played the jack to pin the 9, the 7 will be a winner afterwards. So it won't be a great deal for Declare.
I would like to mention that, yes, sorry, because of the Zoom issues, East and West are the camera are reversed, but we've got the great Bob Hammond on video. Sorry I mentioned it. I hope it won't go right away, but he's under the West picture.
He's still here. I can't believe this. 3rd time lucky. So the defense is cashing out their 4 trick. The defense developed the club suit, but getting there requires losing a hard trick, so he can't even do that after the hard discard. So this contract is definitely going off. The question is how many. It seems to me like it's gonna be down 2, but it might be down 3 as well. If Bob Hammond now returns a heart and a heart, Declare will just cash the spade and the diamond and go down 3 for 300 points.
Which is a lot. Under tricks, vulnerable do matter quite a lot. This makes it down 2, it feels.
This will reduce the number of under tricks, but yeah, down 2 seems like it. So let's have a look. I'm gonna have a look at the other tables. What were they playing? Some tables have finished the round, although this table is playing their first round. So Tim Verbeek from the Netherlands opened 3 clubs, first seed, pass, and Simon De Vries bid 4 diamonds, which I'm not sure what it means. I guess it's something to do with, might be key card over Blackwood, so it might not be because the response is 5 clubs. I guess it might be the optional Blackwood, this modern convention. Anyway, they landed in 5 clubs, and the opening lead was the King of Spades. So yeah, that contract made actually, because Declare was able to get rid of the heart on the spades. I think the defense had a chance of beating it. Anyway, 5 clubs made for 600. The next board is very interesting. The board we are seeing now, I'll just say that that Klitkowski and Gavris made 4 spades doubled. It was 4 spades double, pass, pass, pass. Christoph, what do you think of the double of South?
I would make it, I believe. No, it's not obvious, but I think I want to beat, because with lots of strong hands, partner will be committed to pass because he will have some spades. And of course, it might
some
make
people have the agreement.
They might even
Sorry
make
to
6.
interrupt you. Double shot. Yeah. Yeah, double normally shows sometimes spades, and 4-note trumps is the proper takeout with very short spades. But South here decided to pass. So 4 spades, how does it play? You lose 2 diamonds and a heart, easy make. And now you're gonna lose only 1 diamond, so +1. Interesting at that table, 4 spades double pass. Do you pass with North's hand or you bid? I guess if South is suggesting spades, having a doubleton spade is not a good value. And it will probably put North off from bidding.
So is this contract gonna make?
+1, yes. They just claimed. That is a good tempo considering how much behind they are. So I'm looking at the table of Eric Loran and Nicholas Hammond. They played in 1 spade, making 3 on board 13. So that should be a good score for them. But then they conceded 619, 4 spades doubled.
So on the hand 15, it goes past a club with 11 points. But I guess he likes the club lead. That's why you can open in third seat a bit later. Pass a heart showing 4. A spade by West. What do you think of that? I like it because it's good spades, only 4, but vulnerability is fine, and you want to get in the bidding when you can. I like it.
Yeah, it's okay. I also like the opening bid with 4-4-3-2. If I have a weak doubleton, I like to open the option because it looks like a quality hand, especially now with the 10s and the 9s. The overcall, I don't have strong feelings, but I'm a pass hand. Hopefully partner won't get too excited. And also as a lead direction, it's helpful. So I like the overcall.
Now North
but
should...
what I guess East will get to at least 3 spades. So the question is, how is that playing?
So I checked the instances when the 2 seconds are required. The other 2 that I forgot are before doing your opening league. Because it's a sensitive situation and you don't want to be leading and people to know if it's a singleton or a doubleton, things like that. So if you always take 10 seconds before leading, it avoids this unauthorized information that might be given. And the other one is the first discard. We all know the situation when, for example, playing Italian discards. If you want to discourage in a suit, but you only have even cards, odd cards, I think it's the right one. Then you have a tricky discard, and you might think about it. Whereas if you have the right card, you will do it immediately. And again, it might pass some unauthorized information. So that's why it's also a situation where it's better to always take the same time before making that move. So as we can see,
by the way, in the high-level bridge, the fair players are following this. It's just that some people don't have the experience. So I definitely like this approach.
The fair player try to, but sometimes you actually are in a tricky situation. And for the very fast players, they tend to play fast. And sometimes they have a real issue. And they do take a bit more time. And it's just because they are being genuine. What's hard is for the partner not to take this information into account. And it's very, very, very hard. And some people find it impossible.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's why I knew a junior player from Poland, one of the champions, junior champions, and he left bridge after winning some titles in the junior world because he said bridge will never be completely cheat-free because you play with this person, you know their behavior, you know if they're acting differently, even if they don't mean to. But yeah, I think if you try hard, it really... you can achieve a good level of fair play.
So these two spades contract.
Some people don't try that. Two spades will probably make, I guess, because the diamond finesse works, and especially after they didn't lead a club. So normally it would have been 3 club losers, a heart and a spade loser. So it should always make. Now I guess +1. Declare will probably visit to finesse the spade, so he has some issues with communications, but he's on the right track as we see now.
And I guess so what would have happened if West didn't beat if West didn't beat a spade, North-South would probably be playing in 1-0 trump, scoring 4 diamonds, 4 clubs, that's a spade, that's 5. Not much more, is it?
Well, eventually they can develop a hard trick. The problem for North-South is that they don't, for East-West is that they don't have that many tricks either, and they need to communicate well to take that many diamonds, to finesse the diamond suit twice. And that will establish a trick for North-South in diamond. So I guess down 1 will be the fair score. So here Declare is not taking the finesse in hearts, and he already discarded a club, so I guess that should be +1, but he's careful with the trumps because he doesn't want to go off if trumps are 4-1, that's why he's not playing trumps right now.
He might decide to finesse the... now it should go... club, okay, no. So, I think if South had played, let's say, a heart or a diamond, North would have had a small chance of scoring his 2 trumps. Anyway, this is just for another trick.
Yep, now Declare has no way but make +1. So we are heading towards the last board of the 4th round, and there is one more round after that. I remind you, we're playing 20 boards over 60 boards over 3 days, 20 boards each day, today, tomorrow, and after tomorrow. We see the 140 now. If you want to see these live streams and notifications for them, you can subscribe for the channel and you'll get notifications, or follow the channel rather, not subscribe.
So board 16, passed by West. I guess they don't play 2 hearts, showing hearts on the minor. North should pass, and East has an interesting bid. Probably he would bid 1 spade, that would be my guess. Some would elect 2 spades, some would even bid 3 spades. He decided to bid 2 spades. What do you think? For me, the quality of it's Bob Hammond, so what am I talking about? But the quality of the spade and the general strength of the hand, and also the fact that I have 2 aces makes me not really want to preempt, but more want to open 1 spade. What do you think, Stefan?
I was definitely going to say clear 1 spade opener, and that I think is right if it's first or second seed. But in third seed, I see the merit of bidding 2 spades because you want to take bidding space away from the opponents and you want to make their life difficult. The suit quality is not great, but in general, if partner gets excited, he would have the fit, and then you don't care about the suit quality that much. So I think 2 spades is a great bid that I didn't spot at first. Here, Nord had to overcall 2 no trumps. He really had very limited choice. And how is this playing, Christoph?
Not so well. I think you can make 4 diamond tricks, and the rest will be much harder. East needs to find the hard switch at some point.
Yeah, if the defense... and it will get bloody.
Yes, but it's non-vulnerable, so it won't be more than 200, which is not the end of the world. But on East-West, I guess we are making some hearts. I don't think it will be a big swingy board.
Yes, I agree with you. Let me have a look what happened at the other table. So Boy also decided to open 2 spades. For him, that is showing 8 to 11. It's not the classical weak twos.
So someone is asking, why would you open 3 spades? First of all, I wouldn't open 3 spades, but in general, when you open higher, is to put more pressure on the opponents. It's just if you open 3 spades, South might beat 3 no trump and now might be in trouble. When you decide to preempt, you always need to put the pluses and the minuses. Here there are probably many more minuses opening 3 spades, because if you're double in 3 spades, it's really bad. And you're red and they're green, so it's gonna be very expensive. But the positive of opening higher is always putting more pressure and giving the opponent an opportunity to make a worse mistake. And some people with 6-4 cannot resist the temptation of always opening the 3 level. It's a matter of style, and the more north you go, and by north I mean Northern Europe, the Scandinavian, they like to preempt a lot, very high. So we could see some 3 spades, even though my order of choices would be 1 spade first, 2 spades second, and 3 spades third.
Yeah, definitely. Playing some international bridge, you notice that some people open crazy stuff, and this is not just because they got excited at this particular moment, but it's also strategy, it's a table presence, how the previous boards went, so it's a complex decision. And all the 3 spades doesn't look obvious. And as Christoph said, the minuses are more. Still, I'm pretty sure there are human beings and some world-class human beings who would consider that opening bid. At the table of Jan van Hoek, he opened 2 hearts and partner raised to 4 hearts, and they made 4 hearts. So that is a big, massive 620 for them. Well done. At the table of Klitkowski also opened 2 hearts. Pass, Gavris bid 3 hearts. South doubled, North bid 4 clubs, and that went down for 200. So as we said, 200, as Christoph said, it might not be such a bad score.
And now because
so here it only went down 150.
Yeah, exactly. So for the last table, we are going to follow. Let me check that. So Joe Grew and Brad Moss against Boye Brogland and Espen Lindqvist. Quite a nice table, Stefan.
Did you hear this guy's here when you asked him Brad Moss, Joe Grew, and he said 8 out of 10, and the guys are like recent world champions, and I mean 8 out of 10. Most of the people will say 11 out of 10. Zia is only 8 out of 10. But credit to him, he gave them the highest score, I think. Definitely an interesting derby.
No, he said that their style is so wide that they might win, but they might also have some bad boards because of their style. Let's see.
Yes, definitely. So a diamond, North and South play Precision Club, I believe. One diamond is alerted us at least showing 2. And boy is bidding 2 diamonds, which is a multi, not a multi, sorry, a Michaels. It doesn't say a strength. This is a question I get often from less experienced players. How strong should the Michaels be? Because some people played 8 to 11 or 15 plus, and with 12 to 14, they like to overcall one of a suit and then beat their second suit. In my personal opinion, the points don't matter that much in this kind of bridge, high level bridge. It's all about the distribution. If you start bidding slowly, you may never get the chance to bid your second suit. So I think most of the top partnerships, like we see here from Boy and Espen, bid Michaels with any strength. Here Espen bid 3 hearts, which to me seems like an invitational bid. Usually it can be treated as a preemptive bid here, and inviting goes via 2-no trumps. I don't know what their agreements are, but Boy decided that he is not good enough to go to 4. So let's see, 4 doesn't look very pretty because the holdings in the majors are pretty disastrous for Declare, but they ended up in only 3 hearts, undoubled, non-vulnerable, so happy days for them. I suspect that South could have doubled 4 hearts due to his spade holding and the ace of clubs, but it's not a clear one. So here in 3 hearts, the defense led a club. They're due to take a diamond and 2 trumps just from the top, but then Declare doesn't have that many tricks. The diamond suit is also behaving really badly. So I suspect Declare will fail by about a couple of tricks. But again, not a big drama, non-vulnerable, not doubled. I'll just have a look at what is played at other tables. So now this is interesting. So Andrea Mano opened the club, 2+ cards. Ismael Del Monte bid 2 diamonds for the majors, 3 clubs by Massimiliano Di Franco, showing competitive with clubs, and Eldad Ginusar passed that. That is an interesting choice, probably because of his good club holding. He didn't want to bid 3 hearts. Most of his points are in the minor suits. I feel like I'll bid 3 hearts on that hand. But the guy is a top player, so he knows what he's doing. Another table, 1 diamond opener, 2+ diamonds, 2 hearts Michaels, this different version of Michaels by Bob Hammond, and Peter Weichsel going to 4 hearts. The lead is the 8 of clubs, no double, no trouble. So that will definitely go off. Jan Jansma also jumped to 4 hearts after 2 diamonds Michaels by Chris Willenken. So you can see all sorts of things, from not bidding 3 hearts to even bidding, from not bidding 3 hearts to bidding 4 hearts.
So what about the play? I haven't followed.
The play looks terrible. All the suits are lying badly. North didn't open, Antonio Palma didn't open, so Tim Verbeek and Simon Davis went to 4 hearts on their own. That went 1 off. So I guess getting 9 tricks is possible, although I thought it's impossible. Michał Klitkowski went to 4 hearts after 2 diamonds from partner. The opening lead was the ace of diamonds, and the switch was a club, which is not so bad for declare, but the defense already took their 2 aces, and now they're due to take at least 2 hearts, so that will go off.
You were mentioning
Frederick Hellness jumped to 4 hearts as well. Yeah.
You were mentioning about Joe Grew and Brad Most. Indeed, they won the last Bermuda Bowl against France by 2 imps in the final, I believe. Another interesting aspect is I think they're the only pair at the very top level who play 2 different systems depending on vulnerability. I don't remember exactly in which situation, but basically when they are green and the opponents are red, they play a strong club. When they are red and the opponents are green, they play natural. And I'm not sure about the other 2 situations, I don't know. But they have 2 different systems depending on the vulnerability. Because strong club is clearly a better system to describe your hands, but it becomes quite bad when the opponents are able to beat over your 1 club, which is much harder to do when they are red and you are white, which is the reason why they play a strong club then, and in the other situation, they will play a natural. This is probably the most efficient way of playing, but it requires an incredible amount of work that only a fully professional pair who plays a lot together during the year can do. So they are quite unusual on that aspect. Regarding Boyer and Espen Lindqvist, one of the best pairs in the world. They won the last European team championship with Norway, and I believe they played almost all the boards, maybe all the boards, and they won the Butler by quite a big margin. It was very impressive, and they were clearly the best pair during this tournament. We really have two top pairs right now.
So what will happen in 3 hearts, Christoph? The defense already has taken 3 tricks. They have the king of hearts, and now they get the king of spades, so this is going off. Even in 3 hearts. And those playing in 4 hearts usually go 1 or 2 off.
So we've got a clarification on, indeed, we have access to their convention card, which I didn't have right at hand. Thank you for checking Joker, who confirmed that they play precision whenever they are non-vulnerable and always in 4th seat. And they open very light. I also gave the link to the results that of course are empty right now, but that you can follow in the next days if you're interested in the results. And I will try to find again the link for the convention card for the ones that are interested.
What time are we going live tomorrow, Christoph?
Same as today. Live at
so every night we will start at 8 o'clock Central European time, 7 o'clock UK, 2 p.m. Eastern time, that's New York. So you can come and watch this tournament, the 2nd and the 3rd day. In the meantime, down 1 here, nothing very exciting. Here, do you open with East hand?
I think I would have, yes. 6 card suits, 11 points. Okay, they're not great, but I would have, yes. Green against red.
You're bidding a lot these days, my friend. This is not how I remember you.
Passed out. Okay.
Pass out. I guess it's getting late for them. So East and West had 11 points each, but the clubs are not coming, so they couldn't make something like 3-no trumps. But if the clubs were coming, that wouldn't be an impossible contract.
A bit
because
unlucky.
We can count 7 top tricks and eventually diamond finesse or spade finesse. Both don't work, we see that, but still. Anyway, they won't reach game, so probably they missed a parrot score like 2 clubs or 3 clubs. Here again, 2-1 diamond is precision, non-vulnerable. So this shows at least 2 diamonds and 11 to 15 points. If you wonder what do they do with 0-1 diamond and no 5-card majors, they probably open 2 diamonds or 2 hearts, which is showing a 3-suitor hand, short diamond. This is classical precision club. Here, boy overcalled 2 clubs. Maybe some people would double, some would bid 3 clubs. What do you think, Christoph? Oh, sorry, they bid a spade. Nobody would double, so 2 clubs seems clear.
We have a comment about bird 17 that I will show again. Yes, we passed in the play maybe a bit too quickly. And I must confess, I was doing the technical stuff.
So I get the blame. This is, I think, Gonzalo got it, Fluffy. He used to use that username. So he's saying if you cash the minors, you can establish the fifth diamond roughing, then rough a spade to hand to cash it. I'm sure he's right.
So this 3-no trump looks like East has all the king of spades and the ace of hearts, so Declare needs to make 9 tricks quite quickly. And the finesses looks to be off. I do not believe he can reach 9 tricks, but I might be wrong. 4 diamonds and 2 clubs, that's 6. Ace of spades, that's 7. Another spade, that would be 8. But I believe that might be it. But what is West going to play now? If he plays heart, Declare will make 2 hearts, which is 9 tricks. With 4 diamonds, 2 clubs, that's 6, 2 hearts, that's 8, 1 spade, that's 9. So he can't play heart. If he plays another diamond, that might be the best defense. And if he plays a spade, it's tricky, very tricky. But I don't think he's gonna play a spade with a queen second in dummy. And that's what he's thinking about. He's thinking about, if I take, what should I do? Is it better to duck so partner can give me some indication? But do I want to make partner discard? I'm not sure, etc, etc. So he took and played a heart.
So he decided, yeah, we see the 10 of hearts can be pinned, but that is not obvious for Declare. He may still go for a different plan, although Boy overcalled 2 clubs, and now Declare will see where the queen of hearts is. So Declare should know that Boy has the king of spades, and maybe he'll try to execute some sort of an end play. So I think Declare is becoming a favorite here.
So maybe a good idea was to duck in order to make the communication for North-South much more tricky, because if West has duck in tempo, it's really hard for North not to play another diamond. And the reason why he played the 8 of diamond, I believe, is to keep the queen of diamond as an entry later to play, like you said, in the hearts, the winning way, small to the... No, there is no winning way. What am I talking about?
Well, he can play the hearts in a winning way now, but I guess that, yeah, West, because you can't see another running suit for Declare apart from diamonds. Declare seem to be continuing with diamonds, so I guess ducking a diamond would have been okay indeed.
Yeah.
So here, Declare should cash all the diamonds, and let's see what Boye will keep then. He'll have big trouble. He can discard a couple of spades easily, and he can discard a couple of clubs, but Declare has a full count, and he can play hard to the king, exit with the club, and wait for Boye to jump into the spade suit. All this given that Declare reads it correctly, because Boye may have king 13 spades, leave it a singleton, and keep 2 hearts. So Declare will need to guess that position.
Indeed. That's an interesting ending. Does he have any indication?
I think that he'll definitely play the Jack of Hearts just to try to pin that 10, not that hoping he will, but maybe reversing the danger or something. So Jack of Hearts here seems standard, and he'll get lucky very quickly. So now he's about to make an over trick, because the end play is still on. Yes, we can see that. So
he's good. He's good. He played that very quickly. That was very well played by Jogru.
He had a full count of the hand.
He did.
Yeah. So,
but still.
Yeah, still, because I've been commentating on some of such matches, and it seems so counted, and then you see Declare hasn't counted it. But this guy, Jogru, has counted.
And we have, by the way, an interview of Jogru, a bit like the one of Ante that we saw earlier. We're going to show it to you tomorrow or the day after. Very interesting also. Please tune in if you want to see it. Last bird of the day.
Here, massive 2 clubs from Boye. Say that again, Christoph.
I said this is the last bird for today.
Yes, can you believe it? After so many struggles, we almost finished on time. So here, Boye again inspired to beat 3-0 trumps, but this time he doesn't have the stopper, so he only asked for it. And when partner doesn't have it, he will be wondering to beat 5 clubs or not. He will not, because he's got 2 spade losers that he can see quickly, and then it's very difficult to expect partner to cover the other losers. We can see here that
game was good.
The Declare. Why? The finesse doesn't work.
Yes, game didn't make.
We lose 2 spades and a diamond.
I agree, but it's still a good game, a vulnerable game that you want to be in, especially when it's not who opened.
No, my friend. In my country, the good games are those which make, and the bad games are those which don't. So this one is
but in my country, country, we don't know before. In your country, you have some special ways to know.
No, we just know the game. We just know the game. That's the special way.
Okay.
We breed bridge. So here, good call, good bidding by Boye and Espen. They reached the last makeable contract for their site, 4 clubs.
I'm quite surprised. I feel that after bidding only 2 clubs, Boyo was very conservative on that one. Someone is suggesting in the chat that he could have bid a spade 3 spades, asking for a stopper. Why not? We don't know what their style and how they play it. People have very defined rules about that. But I agree that these 2 actions were a bit conservative, but they worked, so he's ready to move to Bulgaria.
Yeah, well, I think that the first two spade losers are a big problem. Then you need to have your partner covering the other three losers, which doesn't happen all the time. Personally, I would probably go to 5 because when I see being vulnerable, the gain is greater than the loss, and when it seems, it just it's very tempting, and I cannot resist that temptation, and probably that's why Boy is a champion and I'm not. So good call by him. We may have Boy coming here after this board to tell us how was the feeling playing in this event, but we will see. So he's cashing out, trying to squeeze. Is he trying to squeeze? Yes, he's trying to squeeze, but here Nord keeps the heart, so there will be no over trick. And that is making. I think that this was the only table that passed out board. Board, was it 18? Because they finished first.
So we might have Boyer, and we've asked the players of the table to join, basically, because this is the end of the night. Just to ask them how it went, a few feedback on the tournament, if it went smoothly, if it was, yeah, everything. If you have any questions for them once they join, if they join, please feel free to ask.
And those of you who had enough with the bridge tonight, tomorrow we start the same time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. That's New York, 7 p.m. UK, 8 p.m. at Paris, Central Europe. We'll have again half an hour studio, and then we'll start the game, again 20 boards. Hi, Boye.
Hi there.
How was it?
Well, I always focus on the way I played, and I wasn't particularly happy. Like, it was a couple of contracts I think that I should have made, especially the 3-0 trump I went down, and then so that's like it's the rest was fine. It's just to get used to that. It was I got into a time trouble in one round. I was declared on 3 hands, and it was all tricky hands kind of. So I went overtime and I lost 3 imps I think on that one too.
Zia had very special opinion about your auction with the Ace King 7th of diamonds, 4 hearts doubled. He thought that you're a bit crazy. I think that was board the second round or something like that. Christoph maybe can show a small screen.
When I jumped the 3 trumps.
Yes, when you had Ace 13 hearts, Ace King 17 diamonds, King Queen doubled, and in clubs. I personally liked the bid, but it wasn't a great success, so that's why.
No, I thought I got my hand across. Like it was.
Yeah, about that one, Boyer. You could have had less still, no?
Sorry?
It was when you saw dummy. Weren't you a bit worried when you saw the 2 hands?
I never worry, but like, what about in 4 hearts or
in 4 clubs? Sorry, I'm talking about the last one.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's always like it's always worrying when you can see that the game is like on a 50. Yeah, it's on a hook. So it's I don't really think so. I try not to think so much on that. I might. Yeah, who knows? Maybe partner should have given me five clubs. I don't know. For me, 4 clubs was just a way to get out, and I don't have a spade stopper, and I think it shows the worst hand. And if you have a better hand, you might jump to 5 clubs. So we got lucky on this hand. So, but of course, if he didn't have the jack of diamonds, it would hardly have any play 5 clubs. So who knows what he should have done or not? But it was the right call at this point.
It was for sure.
You didn't consider speculative 3-0 trump on that hand? Instead of 3 spades? The same hand. You could have bit 3-0.
I am Antamid.
You have the stopper, but yeah. I mean, in the sense you did it before with the diamonds.
Oh no. Like this one, I can just ask for the stop. But the other one I had the stoppers myself when I jumped the 300 trump, and I knew that the opponents could not have more than 4 spade tricks. So because of
we had some comments, and I see here Ishmael Del Monte bidding 3 spades immediately after 1 spade opener. What is your view on that?
Sorry, once more, please.
What do you did you consider bidding 3 spades
the last board?
Over 1 spade, 1 spade, 3 spades.
Oh yeah, I could. Yeah, as you say, yeah, I consider bidding 3 spades, but I don't know. It's a little bit. If partner then doesn't have so much, if he doesn't have a stopper, he would then bid 4 hearts. Maybe would try 4 hearts, hoping that I have some length in hearts. So it's. I think normally you get a second chance to get to 300 trumps.
Yeah, true. Otherwise, more general question: how did it go? How did the format? How was the format? How?
No. I like the format. It's like it's always. I think when you play pairs on the internet, like I think it's, or like even this IMPS event. But when you play against pair, I think it's a little bit with the getting the methods of the opponents. This helps a lot with Zoom. I think you can ask quicker questions. But if you just sit and play against someone, you play sort of a pair event. I don't like that so much with internet bridge. So I much prefer this when you have Zoom, that you can ask your opponents like quick questions rather than you have to type everything. And so I liked it. I very much enjoyed it.
And I wanted to ask you another question. I know you I mean, it's a World Bridge Tour event, and you decided on the format. I was interested to know in the reasoning behind having it IMPS rather than match point.
Yeah, I think it's also for the World Bridge Tour. We like all those. Well, mainly those events would be IMPS, like team event with IMP scoring. So it's really what we focus. I must say that for these kind of events, I prefer the IMP scoring. I think it's good fun with match pointed events, but I think for these kind of, especially with smaller fields, in a way, I think it's I like the IMP scoring, and I think also in a way it's easier to follow for the spectators in a way when you follow a team tournament or like an IMP tournament compared to a match point tournament. So I think it's easier for I think for both the commentators also, and also for the for the spectators to really understand what the player is aiming for. When you play pair, like match point is so much harder really to decide should you go for 8 tricks or 9 tricks or just settle for an under trick. Like in IMPS, it's much clearer what you need to do or what you should do.
Maybe I wanted to ask, we mentioned the 5 points that you listed and sent to all the players regarding the 10-second mandatory tempo. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, I think this is I know this is something I would say we try and encourage people to think about these things. I would like to see it get as part of the platforms, so there are mandatory breaks, because there are so many tempo sensitive situations where you can get so much information from the tempo of your partner. Other people might think, oh well, he didn't think so much, just a couple of seconds. But my experience is that it's so easy because you're so well known to playing with your partner, you know it so well that you know that those 4 seconds mean something. But for other people, it might not mean so much, but you know because you know your partner so well. So I think that to get mandatory breaks when you don't really know, those 10 seconds were just a mandatory break. And then partner bids, you have no idea if it was a quick bid or a slow bid, as long as you're within those 10 seconds. So I think there's a lot to be said for having mandatory breaks to take away these instant bids, instant plays. And now you also for the leads, like the instant leads, like typically a singleton, while a little bit slower leads a doubleton. And you take away a lot of these things that you afterwards would have to go maybe to a tournament director and ask for some adjustments. I think this is a bad idea. I think rather to try and avoid these problems with having mandatory breaks.
Okay. So we are still waiting for the results that should arrive in maximum 2 minutes. It's the number of time that is remaining. I have one last question regarding this 10 seconds. Aren't you worried that it might make the game even slower when we know that that might be an issue right now in order to make it more popular within the new players and people watching? It's a bit slow already, Breach. Making it slower, isn't it a bit of a risk on that regard?
I'm not so sure. I don't think this will. I don't think it will slow it that much. You see, we've been used to these. It's really what I think is almost like a stop sign that you have that you used to have at least, and so most countries still have it. That after a skip bid, you stop. And in Norway, we had some of these rules for years, and I think they work pretty well. Like in competitive auctions, from the 3 levels now upwards. I think if you bid, 4 spades, for example, you open, the opponent's overcall 5 clubs, these kind of things. You need some sort of time here to really make a proper bid. I think there was one hand in one tournament, it was 1 diamond opening, I overcalled a major, and it went 5 diamonds, like almost a quick 5 diamonds. And now what's partner supposed to do? He will always, very often have something to think about, and he knows that if he takes some time now, it reflects a lot what he has in his hand. So I think this is in my view, a good payoff. And rather, if you try to speed up the game, maybe penalize the players like myself. That's pretty slow, because I really try and not make a mistake. I really try to go deep into the hands. But we should be punished, in my view. So like you can maybe you get that each player in a way get a certain amount of time. And if you go over that, especially if you go over with a certain limit, you get punished for all the time you take. So I think he's able to speed up the game in various ways and actually add some good features like this mandatory break, which will make the game fairer, in my view.
Yeah, okay. That's a good way of doing it. And yes, Zia was telling us, we asked him about the differences between match point and IMS. He said at IMS he really tries not to spend too much time on the less important hands. And he mentioned you saying that some players like Boye Brogland or Michael Rosenberg, they can't do it, and on every board they have to give the maximum they can. And maybe he's right. In some ways, you should be penalized when you take too much time for that.
Mm-hmm. I think that because it's so hard for me to kind of accept on a hand that I just even in the overtrick, it's always trying to looking for the optimal play, and I'm not sure that I gain from that. I would probably gain maybe by playing quicker, but it's just something with my personality, or something with the way I'm trying to solve the puzzle. It's so hard to accept that I won't solve this puzzle. Maybe even in the long run, it will give me more points in a way. It's a little bit different attitude to it. But of course, if I got penalized for taking 70% out of the time in a way, or on some of the boards, maybe I would just speed up a bit, understanding that this would just cost me too much to spend these extra time on the difficulty. I don't think it's that I'm slow. Specific hands that I really want to go deep into, and of course in bridge there are quite a few of those.
So we've got the results. I'm going to show them to everybody. I have done it right now, but people can't see. Okay.
Very big surprises.
So where do you think you are? You have the results in front of you, do you?
No, I don't have enough. So it's like I can.
Well, you can find them on BBO, but I will let you know. You guys are on +6.
Yeah.
You ranked 7th. The leaders are Niklas Hammond and Eric Laurent. So
good to hear. Very nice to hear. Yeah.
As Zia said, we need to check their statistics to make sure that everything was clean. But congratulations to them. They are leading after a third of the event. The second one are quite famous. Bob Hammond and I cannot never say his last name, but
Peter Whitesell.
And the third one, we know them a bit less, the organizers of the ALT tournaments. I actually don't have their names. I don't know their names by heart.
Yeah, I think it's Alles Bremer and Jan van
Koek.
Yeah, Jan van den Hoek.
Yes.
Okay, indeed, they're third. Fourth are Chris Willenkamp and Jan Jansmar. And the fifth ones are Mano Di Franco, the organizers of the OCBL. So a lot of tournament organizers doing well. We should have played in that, Stefan.
Definitely, definitely.
But
and I just want to mention what Zias said, that probably Klitkowski is the best player in the world right now. I'm not objecting that, but he's not doing that well in the tournament. And this is when I enjoy it, when the underdogs are leading and the favorites are not doing that well. So it makes it a very interesting competition.
You're right, but this is also, I would say, at the same time, it's a good thing and a bad thing. But in IMS, I think more players have a chance, because fewer boards are really important. In match points, it's like much tougher to beat like a Klitkowski or beat like a Helgemo. But in a team event, if you just get the big boards right, you actually have a decent chance to do well against them. And also, of course, now it's like 20 boards in. We'll see if it's the same final results after 60 boards. I will doubt that, but it's great to see that more people than the well-known can do well. And I think that's bridge. If bridge is played the right way, I think a lot of people have the chance on the right day to do well.
Indeed, but it's quite a significant lead. Of course, it will change. Of course, there are 2/3 of the event to go, but they still have 20 IMS more than the second, Niklas and Eric, with plus 47, which is still a significant lead, and tomorrow and the day after will be very interesting.
We have to look carefully at their hands, see if we can pick up something.
Yes, if they do that well tomorrow, this is becoming suspicious and we need a proper investigation run here. So get ready, boy, for another sleepless night.
And this is a great thing about bridge. I think I'm so happy to see new faces coming up, and it is actually what bridge is all about. I think it's anybody's game on the right day.
Indeed. So thanks a lot. We're going to wrap up. It's 11:30. It's time to let people go to bed. We'll see you tomorrow at 8 with some more interviews and maybe a presentation of either the European tournament or the OCBL tournament. And the play will start at 8:30 Central European time, 2:30 US East New York, and 7:30 UK time. See you everyone tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed, and you can find the results on the website of the World Bridge Tour, www.worldbridgetour.org. Thank you everyone, and see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bye.
Do you love bridge? Do you want to play and watch a good and clean game? World Bridge Tour, this is how we play. Here are our values: fairness, adaptation, integrity, and respect. Play and watch events supported by the WBT, the Champions Cup aimed at the highest level, and the Challengers Cup for aspiring players. The Champions Cup events are the OCBL and the E-Open, both starting in January. The Challengers Cup events are your chance to compete for a spot in the Champions Cup and to play against the best in the world. Coming soon to a screen near you. Interested? Find out more at www.worldbridgetour.org.